Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us at World of Pets podcast. We love having you here on a weekly basis. And we want our pets to live as long as possible, but we want that to be a good quality life. So, to that end, we on this podcast explore all things about pets and animals so that we can have them around for a long time, but they are living a quality life. So, again, thank you for joining us. Take it away, hosts.
And welcome back to World of Pets podcast. We are brought to you by debspets.com. That's DEBPETS.com. And where we talk about pet and human health and wellness over there. We've got supplements available, lots of fantastic items over there. That's debspets.com. Welcome in, Anthony, my brother.
What's up,
And
man?
welcome back, Barbara. And just to give a cameo, this is my brand new adopted puppy dog, 12-year-old Fluffy Poo.
Oh,
And so we're going to have a special show about him in a couple weeks, probably. So he's been an
hmm.
interesting adoption. So I'm going to let him get back to his business of spreading my laundry about my room. Hi, Barbara. So you're from New York, but you're in Bulgaria right now, right?
Yeah, I'm originally from New York State. Yeah. Yeah, where both are you?
I'm in Colorado.
I'm in
And you?
Arizona.
Oh, okay.
What part of New York are you from, Barbara?
Originally from upstate, from an hour and a half, an hour from New York City. It's called Peekskill
Yeah,
in
I'm
the
from
west.
Syracuse.
Really? Originally?
Yeah,
Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's cool. Oh,
And
wow.
that's what's wrong with you.
yeah, raised in Syracuse.
That I'm not from Syracuse, you mean?
Yes, that's right.
Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. I just met somebody. I think they said they were from Syracuse too. Yeah. And New York's quite an interesting state. I think New York is a
It
beautiful
is.
state.
Oh, it's gorgeous there. Absolutely.
But you left.
Yeah, at least you get all four seasons. Down here we have two seasons, hot and hell hot.
Yeah, I'm hot now too. I should have turned on the fans before I got on. It's a
So tell
little
us a little bit
stuffy.
about where are you now?
So I'm in a tourist place in Bulgaria. I lived in Austria for a very long time beforehand because my mom was Austrian. And from there, I moved to Bulgaria. Yeah. So moved a lot. I was in Colorado too. Spent a bit in Colorado. Not a long time, but a little bit in Colorado.
Nice. All right. Well, Barbara, since you're a special guest, what specialty do you have?
Okay, so for me, so I look at it like this is that animals speak all the time, and other than barking and meowing, and they try to tell us things all the time, something about, their world and about us. And what I normally start to say now is that, have people ever been awake at like 3 a.m. in the morning where their heart is pounding suddenly, where their cat is meowing out of the blue and they're nervous and they don't know what's going on, or their dog is barking out of the blue? And so they get nervous and they'd like to know what they're thinking, feeling, saying. And yeah, and then what I'm usually here for is that I help the pet parents uh, know what their fur babies are trying to tell them, that they get their own direct answers from them. So basically, I'm the bridge that helps the other people get their own messages. Not me doing it for you, where I could do it for you, but I'm taking away the power. So I give it back to the people so that the people know what to do. So that you know what to do at 3 a.m. in the morning. So instead of when something happens and you don't know, should I go to the vet or not? But you learn how to be present, relaxed, at ease, and in peace. And then you can start feeling into, is my fur baby, what are they trying to tell me? Is it really an urgent thing? Do I have to go to the vet? Or can I go and lay back down? Or do they just want attention? What are they trying to tell you? And animals reflect us because they don't have filters. And so for them, it's just bad or good energy. So it's either they get hit by a truck because it's bad energy, or they feel relaxed and at ease. And have you ever had where you're in a bad mood or you're a little bit nervous and your dog starts acting up or they're suddenly acting up and you don't know why? Have you ever experienced that?
Mm.
I
Do
think
you
we
have
all
any
have,
pets,
yeah.
Anthony?
Oh yeah, I've got two dogs, and my daughter has this creature called a cat, and yeah,
So are you is Bree asking me questions there? Is that what she's saying?
yeah.
Yeah,
She'd like
that's
to know how you discovered your gift.
Oh, okay. So I got to go back a little ways. So I went to a school in Yelm, Washington, to what I call well, he calls himself an enlightened master that never died, right? And we learned a lot about like remote viewing, like sending and receiving messages to one another and picking up those messages. And so I moved back from Austria to upstate New York and my cats got sick. And I went to the vets, and the vets didn't find anything wrong. And I had met this guy at the time when I moved back. He had these two beautiful Malamutes, and he said, "Go to an animal communicator." And I'm like, "Well, what's an animal communicator?" At the time, I didn't know what that was, right? So I really didn't know, and when I called her up, she told me things about me, and that shocked me. I was like, she said, "When you change your attitude and feelings, your pets will heal." And that's exactly what happened. And a lot of times, do you ever have the feeling, you guys, that, and then I'll tell you how I got into it after that. Have you ever had the feeling then that that's happened to you? You don't know what's going on, and then when you feel a little relaxed or something, they relax. Have you ever had that feeling, or suddenly they're different, or you just give them attention and they change, right?
yep.
Have you,
Oh yeah,
Anthony?
yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, yeah. There's a lot of science backing up what you're saying as far as animals, especially dogs, but it's the same with horses, and I'm sure with cats. They have very visceral emotional responses to the person that either cares for them or is their parent. And so, yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, that's interesting that you mentioned that, Anthony, because I've worked with people who've had horses and they're not near their horses and they don't live near them at all. And they had gastritis. And when I was working with them, their horse had gastritis too. So it's like when I started with them, I said, "Well, your horse has gastritis." And she goes, "I have gastritis." And I found that in many situations, I have a group on Facebook of 1,400 people. And there was a lady who said about a month ago or something, her cat died of a tumor and she has a tumor. So it's like one to one that happens quite often, yeah. So it's interesting that you talked about horses because I've had that experience a bunch of times when people, when they deal with their horses and then they have the same symptoms as their owner or somebody who's taking care of them, right? So, yeah, so back to how I got into it. So then when I moved back to Austria, because I decided to move back because my mom was there and my brother, I decided to go to an animal communication class. And a friend of mine said to me, "But you already know how to do it." And I said, "I do." And she goes, "Yeah, we learned it in our spiritual school." And I said, "Really?" And I didn't know it till I started going into class, right? And she took us to the zoo and we had to key into the animals. And I also noticed that when I was talking to the wolves in the zoo and the penguins, that like I was talking to one wouldn't go in the water and then suddenly it went in the water. And yeah, and I say though, despite schooling, despite my degrees, despite everything I've ever learned in my life from college and who knows what, I say my biggest teachers were my fur babies. I say they taught me the most about what's going on in my life and how I feel. And yeah, I mean, I had a cat, Lydia, that was medically dead. She was just laying there for 3 weeks, didn't move. And my girlfriend kept saying, "You're a healer, sit down and heal her." And I said, I am. Every time I do that, I get scared of my own thoughts because I kept seeing her dead. So I was afraid of my own thoughts. And And she was just laying there for 3 weeks. And my friend kept saying she's going to live. And I'm like, but she's not moving, you know? And then 3 weeks in, it was almost 21. It was 21 days. And the vet said there's nothing more they could do. It was over. I had to put her down. And funny enough, her assistant said to me, let's give her 2 more days. And I took her home, medically dead. She was supposed to be put down. And I sat down next to my cat Liddy and I said, I don't know you anymore, you know. You just she didn't move. And I said, I don't know you anymore. You're just laying there dead. Yeah. And what should we do? I mean, the vet said we have to put you down. And every time I tell the story, I start to go into tears, even though it was so long ago. And she didn't move. You couldn't hear a pin drop. It was so quiet. I got so quiet. And then suddenly, I don't know why, just out of the blue, I got up, threw my hands in the air, and go, I choose life. And in that split moment, she got up for the first time in 3 weeks and wobbled across the floor. And she lived 10 more years. And I was like, what? Just because I chose life, you know? And that's crazy. You know what I mean? I'll stop a little bit if you guys want me to, but I just, yeah.
No, you're fine. I mean, I totally get that because we're all made of energy and spirituality, and we all have a human connection. I don't. It took me less than a day to actually bond with my new dog, just because I understand how to communicate with him, even though he's deaf.
Mm,
I figured that out real quick. I was able to communicate with him through other means, and he just started following me everywhere. And
mm,
so, no, I
sweet.
totally get that.
Yeah, that's so sweet. And that's probably because you, and for sure it is that because you like got on his level and you got in tune with him, you know?
Hmm.
Like you had the compassion and the love and deaf people and deaf animals and blind ones know more than we do. I hate to say it like that, but it's the truth. Their senses are heightened, you know? So, yeah, so that I love that happened to you. And that's so beautiful. Yeah, it's like yeah, so after Lydia got up, I hadn't eaten all day because I had taken her in for an IV and it was like 18 hours later. And I lived in a place where so she was in my bedroom and you have to walk really far through my living room because it was a big living room. And for a cat, that's a lot. For a person, it wasn't so much. But for a cat that's been laying there 3 weeks, that was a long journey. And then I had a long hallway and the kitchen on the left. And after 18 hours, it was like 1 a.m. in the morning, and I hadn't eaten. And I thought, okay, I'm going to eat. I was like, Emma, should I eat? Should I eat? And then I thought, okay, I'm going to eat. And I went to eat, and suddenly I'm hearing crunch, crunch, crunch. And I look down, and for the first time, Lydia's eating for the first time in 3 weeks. And I'm like,
Hmm.
it was like she was reflecting me because I went to eat. She reflected me, you know?
Hmm.
So, and I have one more story that I'm really passionate about. That's my story, at least. I have a few of them. Um, so, and then I'll look at Bree's questions. And because she's asking, describe yourself as a pet whispered, what does that actually mean? So I'm going to answer all that. Um, so, so I always loved animals. Animals have always, they mean more than anything else in this world to me. But I had another cat, Blessings, and he had a heart condition for, and he was sick like pretty much every day. Like I didn't, he had a heart condition as a 5. And then for 4 years, it was like every moment it felt like he was going to collapse. And a year and a half before he passed, I had very close friends who were animal communicators say to me, sorry, Barbara, it's time to put Lydia Blessings down. And he had a bad foot. And I was this close to putting him down, like really this close because I really trusted them and what they say. And I had half the experts saying yes, and half of them saying no. Some veterinarians were going, well, if his leg doesn't heal, we have to put him down. And some of them were saying, another one was saying, no, just for his leg, you're not going to put him down. And and then I spoke to a veterinarian out in Washington, He healed a paralyzed dog just with his mind. And he went to the Ramta school as well. So he knows all the energy laws like you, David, right?
Mhm.
And David, yeah, he knows all the laws of like what you did. You got close to your fur baby. So and he knows all that really intensely, and plus he's a veterinarian. So he said, "You're in my way, Barbara. I can't heal blessings." And he said, either you focus on blessings being healed, or he's not going to heal. And in that moment when he said that, I realized no healer can really heal us 100%. And I remember telling you that, Anthony, I think, right? And a couple months ago or something, I wrote you that or whatever, right? It was you or David, I can't remember.
Might have been
And
David.
oh, then it was David. And I said, I realized that nobody can really heal us 100%. We have to change our feelings and attitudes and know what we're sending out, because I can help you and guide you there so that you can get your own answers from your fur baby. But in the end, you have to change your environment. You have to change inside you, and you have to change what you're feeling and sending out in the environment, because they suck it up like sponges, right?
Yeah.
So I can't, like, you're the one who has the connection with your fur baby more than I do. I mean, of course, I have a love for animals and it means the world to me, and I will, my heart gets touched, when you bring your dog up but in the end, you still have the tightest connection. Then I'll then and you'll know more than I will in the end. And I'm not trying to throw me under the bus or an animal communicator under the bus, but you're the one closest. You know every little nuance. Who knows it better and who feels it better? And only you. So I want to make people aware that, before you go to an animal communicator, and by the way, with blessings ended up healing. And I was this close to putting him down, and I would have lost if I hadn't listened to myself in the end. I would have lost 1.5 priceless and precious years if I listened to my friends who I really trusted, who were animal communicators. I mean, and that's why I'm like, I want to give everybody their power back. You know what I mean? I want to give you your power back because you have it in you. You know what you feel and what you think and how you act, and you know it too, Anthony. So I'm just here to be like the catalyst, or the one to help the people, remember who they are, you know, if that makes sense to all of you.
Sure. So what's the biggest misconception that people have about communicating with animals?
I think the biggest misconception is that they can't do it themselves and they don't know what they're really feeling or thinking. And I think the biggest misconception is they think they can't do it. Is that for some odd reason they think there's a distance between them, and when they learn that it's just a matter of being relaxed, asking certain questions, sending love, connecting, then they realize that, and calming the nervous system down, then when they get their messages and they're like, wow, well, now I can do it too. But it's just a matter of, it's like plugging the plug in the wall. You need the socket and you need the plug. And without
Hmm.
one another, it's not going to work. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely.
it's like the hair dryer is not going to work if you don't plug it in, right? But you need a socket to plug it in, right? So,
Absolutely.
yeah, so that makes sense, right?
Yep. So I got a quick question. What would you do about a brand new 12-year-old dachshund that likes to spread your laundry all over your room?
What would I do?
This
Well, I'm
doesn't. I
going to throw
can't
it
hear.
back to you.
I
Put your
can't
I'm going to throw
laundry
dictate and
away.
tell him no.
Yeah,
You know
so
what I mean?
I'm gonna throw it back to you.
Okay.
So what would you like to do?
Well, I reacted very kindly to him. I just pet him and kind of led him along the way while I was picking it back up, and tried to make sure that he knew that, like, it's okay. You're just learning how to be here, and that was exactly the way I approached it. So
And how do
um,
you feel about that
I
approach?
I feel great about it.
There you go.
So yeah.
So, And what if you also, told him or make him feel like you talk with him and you just say like a normal language, like our language, and just say, "What's his name again?"
His name is Fluffy Poo.
Ah, I love that name. It's so cute. And he's really fluffy. He's so cute. I love that name. What a great name. So what if you say Fluffy Poo? I really would be happy or if you didn't do this because look at it all over the place. It's laundry. I just washed it. And and maybe s- find a way that if you can express that to him, and do it over and over again until he
Right.
gets it, and just talk with him normally and say, I love you, but don't touch the laundry, and see what happens. Give it give it a week, give it up to a month, see what happens. I don't know how long this transformation would happen. What I do know, not that I'm avoiding your question, let's come back to it, is that so years ago my homeopath in Austria asked me to channel her 'cause she did a lot for me, so I channeled her friend's dog and he used to run away, and so she was going to give him away. And I ended up telling her a lot about herself. And I said, you know, she's really stuck in her ways. And so her dog runs away because she and doesn't listen because she's not really listening. So when she turns around and listens and understands him, and he'll start listening and coming to her. And he was kind of playing like kind of like a boss too, like you can't catch me. But with her, it was like nobody could get close to her either. So the dog was showing her that behavior. If I stay away, we can't get close to each other. I'm keeping my distance. I don't know if that makes sense. So let's do something else. What do you think that laundry means to you?
Um, that it needs to be washed. First of all, it was my dirty laundry, and dogs like
Okay.
that scent. So I think he was trying to get my scent as well.
Okay.
That's all part of the doggy experience, by the way.
So do you think that your dog was trying to tell you, "Hey, it's time to clean the laundry"?
Well, it was just a small little bit. I have it in the corner. That's now it's going to be in a basket. So, but he'll still get to it.
Well, no. Well, what if you said, "No, he won't get to it anymore. He stays away from it." What if you change your thought and said, "He now stays away from my laundry"? What if
Well,
you try that a few weeks?
the funny part is that underneath that is a sleeping bag that I keep under my window in case we get a leak from the rain. And that's where he ended up sleeping all night, was on that sleeping bag. So he was trying to get to that sleeping bag, where my old dog used to crawl up and curl up when I was gone too. So he's
Mm,
feeling the vibe that I had before, is what I personally think. And
there you go.
so yeah, so yeah,
And
Now, my
and and
unprofessional opinion is if he's going to mess with the laundry, you should send him to the Cinderella school. Because since he's going to mess with the laundry, have him help do the house chores. So he can put it in the washing machine like the animals did for Cinderella. And, we can start having him contribute here, right?
there we go. Maybe he's saying, "Hey, give you something to do." I don't
Yeah,
know.
give me a task to do.
there you go. No, but what do you That's funny, Anthony. But David, so when he does that and it reminds you and it's something that your past dog did, how does that make you feel? That
That
he
makes me
kind
feel
of
good.
does it
Makes
make
me
you
feel
feel
good.
good?
Yeah, he's been such a sweet transition. Um, that like I was so surprised because he just had surgery on his teeth
Mm,
and had a sinus infection. I've got to treat him for another 4 or 5 days, and he doesn't like all the treatments, but we've gotten through it. And but he likes the food that I feed him, And we, like I said, we bonded like immediately. It didn't take long. It was
That's
crazy. I was
amazing.
like, wait, what? This dog's already just not going to let me out of his sight. Like he whines if a door closes behind him, and behind me.
Mm.
So yeah, instant bonding. But I think it was the mentality going in, um, and the fact that my daughter was the one that found him because she works at the Humane Society, and she's got
Mm.
super good vibes with animals. And she's like, "Yeah, Dad, this is the dog. This is the one." So yeah, it's been a great experience. So he's had super positive vibes the whole time, and
Oh,
he doesn't want to sleep on my bed, but he'll jump up on the couch. By the way, a 12-year-old dachshund jumping up on a couch, unheard of.
yeah,
Like I didn't even
absolutely.
realize. I was like looking around for him. I'm like, man,
Yeah.
because he didn't bark at all first day,
Well, it's,
and I was looking around, and I'm like, what happened? Where'd he go?
mm,
I'm looked under the bed, everywhere else, and then I just see his head poking out from the couch. I'm like, what? How'd you get up
no,
there?
so
So,
sweet.
yeah,
But but your daughter is amazing that she was able to basically channel and feel the connection before you
yeah,
guys came together, but she knew what you were like and she knew what this dog was like, and she was right about the match made in heaven, right? She's got
yep,
amazing, intuition and instincts and feelings, and she's able to already feel into it, that is amazing, isn't it? I think
yeah,
that's so beautiful, you
yeah.
know what an amazing daughter. That's so beautiful.
She is an
that's
amazing daughter. I'll tell you
that's
that
a
much.
Yeah, that's very special. She sounds amazing. Wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah. I got a
Yeah,
question that was
alright.
listed in the things there. That
Yeah, I'm just trying to
what's
read them.
what's the stray animal situation, dogs and cats down
Oh,
there
yeah.
in Bulgaria?
Yeah, it's bad. It's a really big problem here. Yeah, it's I've been crying a lot the last 9 days, which doesn't help so much, till today, till I was releasing a lot of the pain. The problem is that there's so many dogs or puppies that get put on the street, or like cats, and people for some odd reason probably didn't castrate them for sure. And then there's cats that come in from everywhere. And if you start to feed them, it's like really tough to take care of them because you have to kind of catch the strays. And if the females get pregnant and then they have their babies, before they're even done with their babies, if you don't take them in, they already are pregnant again. And so, in order to really save them, although everybody's fighting, you got to castrate them, you got to castrate them, and it costs a lot of money because you can't take every stray in and castrate them, yet you want to help them, right? But there's so many, and in order to fix them, you got to take them indoors. Here when I fixed my cat, she she had something around her. It wasn't like that in Austria, but here they put something around her so she wouldn't bite the, what do you call it now?
Tone of shame.
Yeah, yeah, the things that they, when they sew them up. Yeah, and so it's really like my dream is to have like an animal sanctuary and like help as many animals as possible. And it seems like a vicious cycle here. Like they come, they drop their babies, and then they just have more babies, and it's really tough to to take care of them. And I'm just watching all these strays and homeless animals starving, dying, sick, and here too they're coming, and it's just impossible to take care of all of them. I just can't. I'm not in the situation yet for it. So you just need too much money. It's not just having a cat or a dog. As dogs, you have to get shots, and you have to deworm them, and you have to do a lot of things. And it's not so simple. And for me, it's important also, for me to castrate them, of course, so that there aren't more and more and more. That's just me. And so yeah, so it's really hard here, and I really suffer through it, because I feel like I can't help all of them. And I wish I had like millions of dollars that I could. Yeah.
Well, they have a program here at the Humane Society because it's a pretty big city. That you can actually they have a bunch of donors. They get a little bit of tax money, but not much. They do the animal cops through that program, and if you have strays or violent animals or um, abused animals, that kind of stuff. So, do they have a humane society down there? Because what one of the programs they do is they'll go by zip code and give the free spay and neuter to families. So, do they have a program like that down there at all?
I think they had one, I think it's different in every province, like anywhere else in the States, and I don't know because I don't speak the language. So I think they had it for free, but I don't know if it still is. And I find it still complicated because if you can catch the stray before they get pregnant, or males are probably, I don't want to say they're easier. The males that come around here, you can't even get them. They fight like crazy, so you can't even catch them. It's
Hmm.
impossible. They're gone. So, but but the females, if you can catch them, and then it's really tough. I hate to say that, but it is. So, yeah, they might have something. I don't know because I don't speak the language. So, yeah, it's breaking my heart.
No.
Well, thank you so much for being with us today, Barbara.
Yep.
We
Absolutely.
appreciate your time and literally talking to us from halfway around the world.
Yep. So,
Yeah,
Barbara,
thanks for
is
having me
there
on.
any way that people can contact you if they want some of your help and your guidance or anything like that?
So I have a website, and I don't know my page on Facebook by heart, but my website is www.animalcommunicator.online. So it's really simple. It's just animalcommunicator.online.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, we will put that on the lines in the description for people that want to find that out. And also, you can find me over on Rumble at Peyton Pooh. And you can find my music on Suno under all capital Wolfie. It's all praise and worship and anything from country to heavy metal. So pick your genre. It's all uplifting music. Um, with that, again, go to debspets.com. Find out about your pet and human health and wellness needs. And at that, Anthony, take us away.
Well, as always, we love you guys. Thank you for watching today. Thank you for joining us with Barbara. And if you guys need anything, please reach out to us. As we always say, and we mean it, we'd rather have that 3 a.m. conversation than to hear your name on the headlines. So we will do what we can, and if we can't do it, we'll get you in touch with somebody who can. So please feel free to reach out.
Very good. God
Thanks,
bless you guys.
guys. It was
Thanks.
nice meeting you.
Thanks, Barbara. Appreciate you.
Thank you. I'm glad that you joined us for At World of Pets podcast. We would like for you to take a look at what our sponsors have to offer, and that sponsor is debspets.com. You can access it through the QR code, or you can just go to the website. So thank you for joining us, and hope to see you again next week.